mucus-free. We are 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 mucus-free.
What's going on, brothers and sisters? Welcome to the program, which is podcast / remove mucoid plaque and how to succeed with the mucusless diet at Ehret Day celebration, 4th annual 2022. And we are here today to talk about, of course, it's people seem to be really interested in removing mucoid plaque these days, and so I'm gonna put it in a lot of the titles of my videos. So mucoid plaque and get people's attention because people are pretty interested in that, and that's what we're all about. Is you're going to remove the mucoid plaque, you're going to remove the parasites, you're going to remove all of that stuff when you start to clean yourself up and you get off of the pus and mucus forming foods. And the gentleman here on the right who's holding up the annotated Professor Ehret's Mucusless Diet Healing System. This is Brother Air. Give it up for Brother Air. Like we're live. I need to get the clapping cues.
Oh,
I
could hear him clapping.
Yeah, exactly. And
letting people know that I don't get that far away from this. This is what this is all about right here. So I'm just letting you know, I'm always into this. So
yeah.
You know. So yeah, man. Giving thanks, man, to be here and to be with you and to be talking about Ehret Day coming up. Trying to raise some funds, man, to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of call it like, raising funds to help create the blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
We started, and every year we get closer and closer, and so that's what the funding is about. Is trying to create the blueprint for the new culture that we can build. That we can build, and I mean, we're very serious. We're not just coming to you just jiving, like, hey, we want to. No, we're talking about a new culture. We're the ones that's not trying to sit down with anybody and conflict resolution this thing out. We're done. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. We're not sitting across the table.
Yeah, there's no debate. There's not a intellectual discussion.
We're done, and we're building something, especially for the future generations of practitioners that's coming through. We're trying to build something, man, a new life culture. And so we need some resources. And so we come to you like that because, I mean, we're not like trying to hide anything. We're just telling you this is what this is about. Ehret Day is about people coming, gathering, and trying to come up with ideas to free themselves up to this new life culture. How we're gonna do it, when we're gonna do it, why are we doing it. This is something that's very serious. And we're not sitting trying to fit in or fit this into somebody else's agenda or get along with this is over. I mean, look at what's going on around the country, man. People dying from and you know, the people who are dying in these mass this mucus and pus debacle,
Oh yeah.
because that's what it is. Their solutions is body armament.
Yeah, body armor, more guns,
Yeah,
more, you know.
I mean they're saying that the assault rifle is the weapon that they want to get rid of. Well, you can put. I mean, there's pistols that you can put rounds and rounds of bullets in that could
Yeah. I
do
mean,
just as
it's
much damage. So I mean, you know, they're not they're psychopaths. And as long as we sit and listen to a psychopath babble about extinguishing themselves out of the picture, and we don't know the difference. You know what I mean? Like we sit. It's like I don't even look at that. I don't even. I'm sorry for the. I mean, anytime you hear about young children getting shot up, or you know, but mucus and pus is mucus and pus.
Well, you told me one time, which was like very profound and true. It's like in every corner of the globe, there is some chaos going on. There is
Yeah,
some pus and mucus based
yeah.
insanity, whether it's being covered by the news
Like
outlets, whoever,
CNN,
because the
yeah, Fox
news is that's
Network,
all
yeah,
about, you know, who they feel like covering this week.
yeah,
Because right
yeah.
now there was a travesty that pick a country, pick a state,
Right,
pick a,
right, right.
you know,
It's always some sickness going on, and no one wants to deal with mucus and pus. And we're not saying that this is gonna understanding this is gonna solve all the problems. What we want is to be able to have reasons to know why things are why things are happening. They're just leaving this off the table. So you know, it's always some other. It's demonic. Well, eating chicken is demonic. Eating a
right.
Big Mac is demonic. I mean, we can go on the levels of demonic.
Right.
You dig? We can have that discussion, but you know what we're saying is take all these incidents, and I guarantee you, the shooter wasn't eating fruits and green leafy plants.
Yep.
Guarantee you that.
Right.
You know, and the victims, most likely they wasn't either. Now I'm not, you know, I mean you can't really say anything about the victims. I mean, but what we're saying is that that's that magnetism. Filth begots filth. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you know what I mean. Filth, that filth didn't come inside of Ehret Day and
No.
start shooting up.
No.
So
Right.
you
Right.
know, I'm saying we gotta be real conscious of
I
it.
mean, until everybody's talking like that, until people are connecting improper eating with poor behavior, with, and I'm using the word poor, that's very light, you know, the evil behavior, this demonic, as you said, behavior, this until that connection is made, there is absolutely no hope of peace and tranquility and love and joy and all this stuff that they
all
want to
this good
throw out.
stuff, all this good
All
stuff
this
we
good
talk about,
stuff. Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
always talk
They,
about being loving and kind and gentle and forgiving and all of these little catch, you know, like I say, conflict and resolution across the table, smile in your face, but go behind your back and dig the knife in. You dig?
Yeah.
That's what you're dealing with, in the job place, in the job market.
Yeah. I mean, when you see these scenes, I mean, and it's one after the other. It's gonna be one after the other. It's always been one after the other as long as people eating pus and mucus. Just because there wasn't a video camera there to catch it, just because old days of the picnics, just because there wasn't a video camera to capture it, didn't mean that, and we didn't evolve since then. And
Well,
people,
explain the
but most
picnic.
people don't know that history.
Explain the picnic.
They
Explain the picnic. So for people who don't know that history.
Well, yeah. So the picnic, like picking that word, pick back in the day when they would go grab a slave or some poor just at random. They would pick just some black person to establish the white supremacy. I know they're trying to ban all these concepts nowadays, but they would take a black person and do a ritual lynching where they would hang them from the tree while they had like children are around there. It's like a little festival atmosphere where people are having fun, and and just imagine like how I mean it's rough, and you get it. I'm gonna
That's
find a
where the
picture of that.
name picnic, for the short word of, the N word. So,
Right.
So I mean, but we say God bless America. I mean, at the same time, that's what they were quoting at the same time that was
Yeah.
taking place. God bless America. You did.
Yeah.
This is the psychopaths that we've grown up around, and so I mean, what's the
Yeah,
word?
here we go. Just
Yeah,
so everybody gets their history together.
right,
This is like this was a ritual. This was ritualization. There's one of these somewhere. There's gonna be a picture. There's like kids that are down there, they're sitting there eating like, and then right in the back is just some black folks hanging
right.
hanging from the tree. So this is what this is where we coming from. Like this
Yeah,
is where,
this
if
is
you want to
American
talk about
history.
this is real
American history.
consciousness.
Yeah,
They literally see the word woke in the mainstream, as always happens. You have the appropriation of something that started out black, appropriated by the white mainstream culture, and now everybody uses this. The word woke was something that was started in the so-called black consciousness community, and that was just it was like the first time I heard it was in like the early 2000s, like 2005 or something, and it just meant that you studied a little bit. You were a little bit conscious. You read a few books. You were woke. You're like, oh wow, that's woke. Somehow that went from like a handful of us who would use that term in our little group of black consciousness community, to it being on like Jimmy Fallon and politicians using the word, like,
yeah.
and by the time it gets to that, it's way, you way off
Yeah.
into
No,
something else by that point.
no effectiveness at all by that point. It has no effectiveness.
Yeah, it's totally, well, yeah, I mean, it's totally been appropriated, because basically they try to turn it into something. I mean, they found a way to just turn it into something bad, like woke, and you're this all this. I mean, they do what they did, what they do, but this is the origin of all that, and this is really what they want you to not know about and study,
Oh
and
no,
not make these connections, not
they don't want you to study the true American culture.
Yeah, no, not the real, and
The
because people,
diabolical, lying, murdering, cheating, type of efforts that they made to conquering, that's America.
Mm-hmm.
No, love wasn't in that proposition when they came trying to look for a new world. It was about conquering and money, trying to create wealth and conquering, in terms of killing folks. And it's hard to, like, to see a oppressor. You say, well, I identify them as an oppressor. But when
Mm-hmm.
they have the attitude that they will kill you to make their point, and you don't, and you don't,
Right,
you're
right.
a God-fearing person. So killing is just against everything. But they don't have that proposition in their whole makeup. If they want it, they'll do what it takes to get it. And so look around. Look around. And I'm not just talking about Black folks. I'm talking about all oppressed people. Look around. See who's controlling everything. And the way that they developed it was having an attitude that they will go as far as killing you to get their point across. Right. That's how all this has developed. When you look at your town, you see all those big buildings. That's what it represents. Very few people in control. Very few controlling everything. And everybody else you keep so stimulated and so distracted with shiny baubles and fast cars and alcohol and drugs, and you keep them so distracted that they don't know that the eye on the prize is never focused on. They never focus on a real prize. The prize could be a cruise. That's the prize. After 30 years, I'm going on a cruise. Oh, thank you. I worked so hard. So I mean, that word that they use in the clinical setting, enablers.
Mm.
We've been the most docile enablers to watch very few people run everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just,
well, in the next phase is I was I ended up listening to some NPR today. Sometimes I like to check in because what they do on that channel, they tell you what basically the next level of brainwashing, whatever the agenda is, they test it there. They kind of they throw the stuff out, like, so with all the pandemic stuff. I can't even use these words. I almost forgot. So because we've been censored. I have a strike. They gave me a strike, a warning and a strike for expressing my opinion. I don't, me, I'm not on here cussing. I don't show pornography. I'm not, but they still.
Can we say scamdemic?
No, I mean, I wouldn't even say, like, I guess that'd be one thing to announce. If you want to hear me go off on all of those topics, sign up on Tuesday. I'm doing a webinar, create godlike community and remove pounds of mucoid plaque by eating mucus-free. We're going to talk about that a little bit now, but if you want, because I'm censored on here, we all are. I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't make sense to just leave, because there's still people that are getting their introduction to this lifestyle, to this information here on this platform. And so I feel like I still have this obligation. Like, We know. And so, So if that means we come on here and just if they said, well, you can talk about lynching if you want. All right, we'll talk about that then. It's like we'll find some.
Well, you
Yeah,
can talk about being demonic if you want. We can talk
yeah,
about,
yeah,
but don't talk about, the big psych. It's just like how your friends play a joke on you, psych.
yeah.
It's on that level. That's all it was, a psych.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
you
man.
know. So what's happening now is going to this next phase is all because everybody was talking about like them putting in the microchips and track you and all that kind of stuff, but the way they're going to do it is just as they did with this thing that we're not allowed to talk about. They basically make everybody feel that it's in their best interest of health. They brainwash them into that. So what the technology they have these pills that you take, and the tracking devices are in the pills and it gets into your system. And then now supposedly like the way they're going to sell it to everybody is, well, oh no, it tracks things. And so the doctor, if something goes wrong inside of you, the little tracking device that the pill, it sends an alert to the doctor, and then the doctor can come help you out. Just take the pill, please. That's literally what's happening right now. That's the next phase that they're going to be rolling out is just take the tracking device. And so
and you'll be surprised at how many people fall for it.
they'll line up for it.
And so that's where we like our faith in our fellow citizens and neighbors are really at an all-time low. It's like Spira, when was the last time you ran into an intellectual? Like a true intellectual that you can remember, like, oh wow, a true intellectual. It was the last.
I'd have to think about it.
And
I say
what
what
I'm
I don't know.
talking
What I met, I met Vic in
But
2002.
look, we ain't even
Yeah.
going back there. I'm talking
Oh,
about. I just asked you the last 20 years.
yeah.
When was the last time you met a real intellectual, like somebody who you see? And the point I'm trying to make is that I'm watching people who are I call it Google bright. It's like they're trending bright. They know about all the newer stuff.
Yeah. All the right.
New the new this, the new guy, and this and all this. This is happening over here, and this. But a true intellectual, because my thing is about people who were born in the 20th century who miss really big parts of the 20th century.
Yeah.
I mean, major developments in human history and in human development in the 20th century and into the 21st century. So it's hard to sit and have a discussion, a real sophisticated discussion with somebody when I start talking. I mean, just in the arts, it's like we were talking earlier about art is our weaponry. That's our weaponry. What art's supposed to be about, to hear the folks at Lincoln Center and all them talk about it's all this other stuff, this democratic process. No. Especially when you watch what was developing in the 60s in terms of how the people were living and where the consciousness was, and the art from the spoken word I mean, like Spanish Latino poets who are just so heavy. They're so heavy of poets that people don't even know about. Um, I would have to even put them, maybe. I mean, they impress me a lot more than the Black consciousness poets. Some of the Spanish poets dealing with even going to classical, even to the classical music, man. I know it's hard. Like we were talking earlier about how harmonically to listen to stuff, because they done dumbed your ears down so bad that you can't even hear sound and vibration, real sound. They done dumbed your ears down to listening to music off a digital computer or a phone. That when music and when real beautiful sounds happen, you don't even pick up on it. You don't even pick up on it. You dig, because your vibration is so dumbed down with your stomach.
Yeah.
Your stomach, the third brain, the intestinal brain, your stomach.
Yeah.
And so
And
yeah,
here's a little. So this is actually a blog. This is a post on firemusicprojectlive.com. And I had created this. So this is actually something good for people want to know. It's like, because I know sometimes we start getting into talking about the music and the arts and lose a lot of people. There's a bunch of people
well, we
that,
shouldn't be losing a lot of people, because
but
if you're talking about your conscious and you're trying to elevate, then here are the tools to elevate. You're not going to elevate with stupid crap, with this dumbed down foolishness on television, on radio. You're not gonna elevate. It's not there. It's not designed to do that. So you have to dig into those who has always used their art and their inspiration to fight back, regardless of who it was aimed at. It was always about elevating and elevating the human spirit. So yeah, I know what you're talking about when we lose a lot, but we shouldn't be losing a lot. You gotta give things a chance. It's like go, like a lot of folks haven't ever went to a classical concert and sat there, and it's something, man, to sit there. Especially the one good thing I would say about Cincinnati is we have Music Hall, and that's one of the best acoustical buildings in the world as far as the acoustics. To go in there and sit down and listen to an 80-piece orchestra is just, I mean, the violins and the cellos and the bass vowels and the French horns and the flutes and the timpanis, to hear all that happening, man, is like a whole nother kind of reality. And you listen to it all the time when you watch these old goofy movies. You hear the background, you don't even notice it.
mm-hmm.
But it
right.
It fits right with the drama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you accept it that way.
Well, and that's and that in terms of the European tradition, that's where the orchestra came from, because it developed out of opera. And they just started adding more and more instruments and just making it more grand and complicated and more volume, bigger halls. And then you develop that tradition out of that. But
so the true intellectual, man. You don't run into them every day.
No, yeah.
The true intellectual. See, right there. See, true intellectuals.
Mm-hmm.
You went through Malcolm.
Yeah. Yeah.
James, he was, I don't know if he was a true, but
Yep.
James,
Well,
I
I'm
don't
not sure. This is all part of the
I don't
the
know if
compli
James
Yeah.
was, but James was a good guy, man. He had the
He
spirit.
kind of represents the entrepreneur type of
Yeah,
attitude that
yeah,
the
yeah,
hip hoppers kind of
yeah,
did.
yeah. Trying to,
Where he opening up the
yeah, yeah. Open up the
the
door. Just let me in. I
the
can do it
James Brown.
myself.
Let me the
Yeah,
chicken and waffles what sand or
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
they did.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so
You
but
can't say
yeah, I
nothing
have
about
wrote
the field that he put on the world. So
yeah,
that was
yeah.
just that.
And that's a piece that people don't people always want to be deep, but then but like we're saying, they can't handle this type of conversation where when you can enter in and connect with the vibrations of the ancestors through the music, but you're not gonna do that through the new music
Oh
that
no,
has no connection when
no.
you have musicians that have not went through the process. There's a passing down, a passing of the torch that is traditional in these musical forms that goes back thousands of years. And when you cut that off, which in some of the modern kind of mainstream things that people are into today, there's been a disconnect from historical context, from that ancestry, from that vibration, and it's just sort of fooling around doing whatever. And there always was music like that. The thing is, we don't talk about that music today because it has been forgotten.
Forgotten and not supported by those who should be supporting it, and that's us. We should be supporting it financially. We should be assigning value to it. It's like right across the street from me. And I was telling you this the other day. Right across the street from me is the ballet theater.
Mm-hmm.
Big old building just for ballet.
Right.
And I'm quite sure my taxes on my property taxes, I'm quite sure $1 or $2 is going to that. And so what I'm saying is most of the people who donated money to build that where people can study ballet all year around don't even come to the ballet. But what do we do with the music that has our brand on it? Blues. We don't have a blues center. We don't have a blues cultural center. We don't have a jazz cultural center that we put money behind and that we keep up for the study for the next generation. We don't have that. We don't have an R&B, center where people pick up. But they got a symphony hall where they study symphony music and orchestra, and classical music. They got a big old building, $1 million building.
Yeah.
See, what I'm saying is that they keep the stuff alive. I used to take my son down there and we'd look at the bricks in front of the music hall, where in the music hall in Cincinnati is where the symphony plays at and studies and has, like, it's just a big facility. And they have little bricks in the front of all the donators who donated money, going all the way back, into the early 1900s, and you see these names of families, and most of them probably didn't even come to the symphony, but they put their money behind something that they knew that was important, that they wanted to keep alive. We don't do that. That's why a blues society in Cincinnati is ran by white folks. And we're talking about poor white folks. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about nothing heavy. It's, but go up to Chicago, Jazz Society, ran by white folks. Go to Detroit, Jazz Society, ran by white folks. We don't assign value. And then I always say this: we don't assign value to things that are valuable. We assign value to things of tempo value. So that's why they can put Michael Jackson and Prince up in our faces like those are the way that they supposed to represent black men. This androgynous look. You see? So, I mean, and I'm, my whole thing is developing taste. Like, people having, like, developing taste. You dig? It's like, dang, and believe me, I'm not talking about pop music. I grew up with pop music. I used to go to all the shows. I lived a block away from the concert hall where all the shows used to come in Cincinnati. And I caught everybody from Fleetwood Mac to The Who to Earth, Wind, and Fire and Ohio Players, the Confunction, and I mean all of it. I grew up with that stuff, so I like it. But I'm just saying that conscious people, and that don't have anything to do with a race title. Conscious people have to connect with other conscious people who have developed taste and build something that elevates everyone. Yeah. But to sit around and let the arts, because the art, like we said earlier, art is weaponry. Art is in every. Look, radio. This is how your life functions now, through your phone, through your computer, through your television. This is all art. This is all artistic stuff. This is your life. This is how your life functions, and you're not even picking up on it. And they're streaming foolishness. That's why you can't.
Well, what'd you say before? Occupation keeps you occupied.
It keeps you.
I mean, that's the whole point. That's what the TV, the music that you listen to, it keeps you occupied, because as long as you are occupied, you're watching, you got your Kim Kardashian going, you got your Tiger Kings, you got your Netflix happening, your Johnny Depp and whatever, as long as you got that going, you don't have time to wake up. By the time you get done turning that off, now you got to go to work. Now you come back, you got to go to McDonald's. You come home, it's time for bed. And people are still sleeping 8, 9, 10 hours a night.
You got to go to work. You got to go to work on something that has nothing to do with you.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, let's be clear. Everybody's not waking up going to
occupation,
something.
Occupation, keep you occupied that you don't come together with and so you don't band together with other conscious people and start something. Start a revolution that will challenge and overthrow the buffoonery that is controlling your life.
What's your relationship? What's your relationship? Ask yourself, those of you, what's your relationship with work? Most of the time, 90% of the time, it's money. That's the only relationship they have with it. They're not going to be at home. You know how we sit around and practice music because we found our passion.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't have a passion. Everyone's owed a passion. And this is how they dumb you down till you don't even search out and try to live your passion.
Yeah, yeah.
You put something before your passion. They done cite you, completely just befuddled you to be about your passion. That's life. That's your life.
Yep.
You live your life and you don't get nothing done that you're proud of. I'm proud of. I never thought that to be a part of the whole mucus-free piece, and I'm just so. I mean, it's like way over my expectations of of uh, of being of 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 leaving something, some work. You know what I mean? Of being about trying to regenerate this thing. I am happy, man, because I'm on the other side of that. I'm a part of that. So to be a part of that is because I had these musical ideas when I was 15 years old. And to be able to walk away from that and to follow my passion into physiology, and not knowing, I still wanted the same type of adulation, adulation from my exploring physiology. But I didn't have no clue on how to get that kind of outreach, or then but what comes from following your passion? I run into Spira, and this is the universe. Move out of the way and let the universe do its thing. And me and Spira came together, and that's how the next phase took over. And so to be a part of Ehret Day, to have Ehret days that we're developing, and to see people coming from all over. Oh man, I'm so proud to be a integral part of that. It's like, man, I can't ask for any more. I'm just trying to keep developing it and turn it into something that the younger practitioners can take it on and really, take this thing to nationhood.
Yeah. Yeah. That's and what you were talking about before. Supporting things that you find valuable.
Yeah,
And again, they've done a good job of just dumbing everybody down so that they don't understand that dynamic of support. Supporting unless it's something sanctioned. Giving certain things. It's like, nah, this is real revolution.
right.
And
Real
when
revolution that they can't do nothing about. See,
yeah.
this is the one thing that those who have the mentality to control everything and to go as far as killing to get, they can't do nothing with this.
Mm-hmm.
See, that don't work here.
Right.
You see? So, this is like kryptonite to that.
Right.
What they're using, filth, So so yeah, man. I mean, it's just a wonderful day, man. And I'm saying, you know, donate, come out of the pockets, and let's try to develop a new culture and bring something to the table. Come to Ehret Day and bring some ideas to the table that we can move on. We are not like cats who don't listen to rational thinking.
Mm.
If somebody comes to the table with great intentions, and we're there, and we're on board, because we don't have it all. We don't have all that, like figured out. But we know we want it. We know that we want it so bad. We want something new. We want to develop Ehret Village. We want it. We just want it, man. Because this mucus and pus culture, man, is just sickening. I mean, it is sickening. It is sickening. It's sickening. Just sickening. And to be sitting around, every day, people are complaining. That's the only way. I mean, I was way late about the mass shootings. I didn't hear about it until a week later, man. I just see somebody on the Facebook feed. Oh, so people have, but it shows you that doesn't even affect people. Like nothing changes. Nothing changes. You can do anything to people, and it's not going to change people's behavior. They'll take anything. You dig?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with each generation, what do you say? The vitality is less and less with every generation. So you see, like, just watch those documentaries from the uprisings in the 60s and the 70s and look at that vitality, look at that vibration. Yeah, it was fueled, a lot of it by pus and mucus, but you're talking about yet still cleaner physiologies than 40 years later.
Yes.
And then when you compare,
people wasn't gluttons.
And people weren't gluttons. There was right before the fast food was taken off and all that. You're having that transition into that. The 80s was really what put the nail in the coffin. It was over. That was it. What you got? That was when they
that was
pretty
bad.
much ended.
That was really bad. The 80s, man. And I hate to say it, because I know that was the year that you were born, but boy, it was like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
It was really like that oppressive side kind of felt like they were winning at that point. Like, yes.
Yeah, they won. Yeah, it was like, and so,
like,
but you see, but it took the degeneration of the vitality of the people to get to that, because it, like you would see with the Black Panthers, you look at them with the footage from the 70s, and then they're doing a documentary interviewing them in like late 80s, and they got the Cosby sweater on, and they're in like a middle class home talking about the good old days,
and they selling barbecue sauce.
They selling barbecue sauce and barbecuing with Bobby, man. They scrubbed. I was looking for that video. They scrubbed that.
Really?
It's hard to find that. Yeah, that footage. Yeah, that's hard to find now. They scrubbed it, but yeah, it's hard
to maintain. It's hard to maintain that kind of vitality over years and years. When you practice the mucusless diet as serious, like a real serious practice of it, you get stronger in that way. In that determination type of way, it's like you're not going, backwards mentally,
right?
So, but another thing is that's why there's not a lot of practitioners, because people don't like to know who they really are, because that's why, practicing, and cleaning yourself up, putting yourself back together you find out who you really are. And a lot of people don't like to face who they really are, because it's like a rock coming up against truth. Truth just crushes it to powder. You dig?
Yeah.
So a lot of folks aren't ready for that kind of life, man. To clean your blood. That's all you think about. Is my job is to clean my blood. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
So people don't want to make that kind of commitment, but that's the kind of commitment that's going to bring on a real world. I'm not going to say a new world. I'm going to say a real world.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And this is some clips. We'll take a look at some clips from past years of Ehret Day celebration, and I did share the link. We are doing our annual fundraiser, and we wouldn't be able to put on Ehret Day celebration without your help, without the donations, because these things cost more money than we think.
Oh,
for
man.
for those of us that are not in, that are not born into, putting together parties and events and all that kind of stuff, where people that are into that, they know that the kind of money that is. But let's like, man, for those of us, when, me and Brother Air, we're a few years back driving up to Chicago, and spending the night in the car and playing music on the street. We're coming from like, okay, how do you make everything just like we want to pretend that monetary thing with the least we can. So it's the cheapest situation. Let's, like, if we can do this to get around that. And so when you start putting on these events, and when you want the quality that we want to have, then it's like you start looking at like, oh wow, yeah, that's that's not cheap to do that. And so we've been really blessed to be able to have the support over the past years, the past 3 years that we put it on, where we've had a lot of support of folks. And so we're coming to you year 4 for that support again. And I'll go over the person a little bit. There's a few things that at different donation levels, we hook you up with some different things. But this is what you're looking at here. This was the first year. This was the first annual, which we had in my backyard in Columbus, Ohio. We did that, and that was like something that came together like real quick at the end. Just was like, you know what, let's do it. Fine, we've been talking about it for years. And we had put on events. When we started putting on events, that was like we had like the best band in the city thing, which was the gig. But then our first, I think, health event that we had put together was like the Booker T. Washington Health Fair and Health Festival, and and we had, for 2 years in a row, we had did that, and that kind of got that going. And we had always talked about having like, well, let's dedicate some to Arnold Ehret and have a get together that's revolving around Professor Arnold Ehret. And so we went ahead and put it together, and we're like, all right, all right, get some bananas and some apples and oranges. And Brother Air's like, I'm gonna make the Brother Air salad. He brought that over, and people went crazy for that. That was when people got introduced to the Brother Air salad made. And man, yeah, people went crazy with that. And so yeah, this is year 1. There's a little jam session there. And let's see, I think I got second annual. This is the some clips from the second annual Arnold Ehret Day celebration. So this year we are in a post-pandemic. I'll use that word this one time. kind of situation. And so it's still challenging to get the people here that want to be here, people that want to travel here. Some of the speakers that we want to have, we are having problems with them being able to travel freely in this world. So don't you dare think that everything went back to normal, that things are going to be okay, that it's, we went through, 2 weeks of shutdown turned into these 2 years, and it's never going back. It's not going back. When you're going to see this waffling of coming in and going out in different places, and shutdowns are going to be a thing, because nobody stood up loud enough, strong enough, organized enough to shut it down. The shutdown to shut down the shutdowns. That's going to be part of our lives. So thank you all. Thanks everybody, because I know I took to the streets. I was trying to organize. Like I still had, that was I spent my last bit of youthful naivete on that, on the thinking that maybe, just maybe, we could bring the people together, that people would realize that somebody else besides us had read Brave New World in 1984, and you could see that this was that, and that we needed to stand up and we needed to shut these cities down and go against the shutdowns. And like, that's not what happened. people sat in their living rooms with their popsicles and their Tootsie Rolls and were happy. We're happy go lucky slaves, and just sit here and it's gonna be okay, and we'll things will be back to normal. Oh, we got $1,000. I got $1,000 that just showed up in my bank account. Thanks, government. I mean, it was too easy. It was too easy. And so, as a result of that, as a result of the total lack of any kind of resistance, to this day, people cannot travel freely.
Well, it wasn't a lack of mucus and pus. They kept that on the plates.
Oh, they kept the mucus and pus. They kept that going. They didn't shut down any of the restaurants. You could still go and get some Dairy Queen, and get all the ice cream you could eat and all that kind of stuff. Of course, that was available, but
yeah.
But no, you can't. But you want to go to the park? No, no, we're going to close that down. We're gonna. You want to go walking around, or unless you put on your muzzle. And so,
man, I mean, it was just so stupid. I mean, just the stupidity of seeing people socializing with each other, and nobody would touch each other, and everybody would not fist bump, elbow bump. I mean, it just got so ridiculous. I mean, it's still ridiculous.
Yeah. And so basically, we one of our speakers that's out of town, we're working on that situation, but there's travel problems, put it like that. And so, but that's part of anytime you're standing up and doing anything halfway revolutionary or against the status quo. That's just the way it's gonna be. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a struggle, and so we've taken that on, and we're here. And so I definitely appreciate all of the folks that donate to the Ehret Day celebration, because this, I think, what we're trying to do is create, like you said, the blueprint. This is the blueprint for how humans are supposed to live. Like, we're going to try our best. We're not perfect, and we're still cleaning ourselves out. But it's a heck of a lot better than, like you said, we ain't shooting each other. We're not that's not the vibe. And when you do come in it is a whole different type of vibration when you really come in person to the event and get a chance to shake everybody's hand and hug and and that whole vibe. It's like it's you can't replicate that online on the live streams and on Zoom and all that type of stuff. It's you got to come and be there, bear witness, be a part, make the
Yeah,
scene,
yeah.
be a part of what's happening. And so we definitely, I guess I ought to go over some of the perks here. So I made this logo last year, the official Ehret Day celebration logo, and we'll just kind of go through this. So help us honor the healing luminary, Professor Arnold Ehret. And so we're always trying to take this event to the next level. And first, want to definitely give a shout out and big thank you to John Davis, who are our first two uh, donors. We got Jody, who gave $25. Thank you so much, Jody. And
I applaud you. Thank you. Thank you.
appreciate it so much.
From the depth of
And
my heart. Well, we really do.
yeah, and then John Davis, who coming through, he gave us a great donation last year, and he's donated his time and his resources and everything, and just been such a great supporter of
He's
what we
more
do.
he's more than you will ever know.
Yeah,
To what's going on here at Mucus-free Life. He's more than we can even describe. Just the donations are just, I mean, that's just not everything that he does. So we just
yeah.
we just John is family, man. And so I mean that's kind of like that. So
yeah. And so this year we're going to be at the Wild Goose Creative events space. It's like an art gallery / event space. So it's like a different vibe this year, changing it up a little bit.
yeah,
And
no more shelter house.
no more shelter house for this year. Yeah, we're gonna do something a little different. And so I guess I have them on here. We got the projected speakers. So we got myself, Takora. So Eli, we're hoping we can get Eli. He really wants to do it. He wants to be there. He's a Canadian citizen in Canada. Is on some other ish, as the kids would say. They are in some other stuff, man. And in terms of just communistic totalitarian rule thing, and so we're working on it. We're working on that. That's all I can really say about that. But we really hope we're able to get Eli. And we got Johnny, who has been a speaker in the past, but this year he's going to talk about the Child Protective Services, the horrific things that they're doing of kidnapping children away from perfectly good and capable parents. They're taking kids away, monetizing that process. There's a lot of money that they are able to get from governments as they take the kids away. And so this is like a quiet epidemic that people don't know about it. They don't, there's not a lot of exposés on it. It's not popular to talk about until it happens to you or your loved one or somebody then all of a sudden it's like you can't believe what you're hearing. You can't believe that so he's not only had one child stripped away from him unlawfully, but two, and the second had been out of the mother for 2 hours. They took a newborn baby away from her mother.
Wow.
And so we're talking about slavery era behavior that is happening today all over the country. This
This
is
is
this
what
is a
happens. This is what happens when you try to bring in a new culture. These are things we
yeah
have to live through and strategize on how we're going to deal with it and get through it. This is what's happening when you bringing in a new culture, a new life,
yeah yeah
a new way of living.
yep
You're trying to clean yourself up.
yeah exactly. And so this is it. And so I think this is a really important discussion that Johnny bring to the table, so that because all these things is, it's like we gotta protect ourselves. Like what I'm gonna talk about, it will be things that I can't even mention here because of the censorship here. I literally can't say the title of my presentation, or I'll get a strike number 2. And so that's what we're dealing with. It's the next level when they start ramping up the censorship like that and making it illegal to say certain words, and certain concepts, to share certain. I mean, they came this close to creating a ministry of misinformation, or whatever they were going to call it. I mean, you don't get more dystopian, Orwellian than that. And it's all, like we say, wake up. That's all we can say. Wake up and clean out. Clean that colon out, which will help you wake up. Then Brother Air is gonna be the MC, master of ceremonies. Brother Air, he enjoyed that last year. I don't know, is that your phone going off there?
Yeah,
I have to put that
yeah,
on mute.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna be throwing down and having a good time with the people, and should be fun, man.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause
it's
it's about fun. It's about fun, you know. We
yeah.
say FUZZ. We say FUZZ.
What's that?
So that's a new way to spell fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I heard Johnny Griffin talk
Mm,
about talk about talk about that once. But yeah, man, it should be cool, man. Get a chance to get out in front of people and talk and just hang it, man. My thing is just, that's the 2 days that I get a chance to hang, we get a chance to hang with everybody and so if you got any questions or anything you want, this is the time to ask.
yeah.
This
This
is
is
the
the
time.
opportunity.
Opportunity to don't think that you're bothering us. That's what we're there for, to just socialize and hang and share. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And I had mentioned, so the title of this video, the remove mucoid plaque and succeed with the mucusless diet at Ehret Day. So I was thinking of, because there was at the volunteer Airbnb. So we had this Airbnb that a bunch of the volunteers and organizers and cooks and everybody was kind of was over there, and folks, I was hearing stories about just the enemas that were going on. Like
Uh,
everybody was kind of taking turns
yeah,
with their enemas, and like, and then I started hearing about like mucoid plaque. Like, they were like, ah, man, that's at the air day, I just got out a bunch of mucoid plaque, and you know
yeah.
and that type of vibe. And so it was like, okay, all
I
right, so
think I
that's
think that environment, even being around practitioners, even uh does something digestively to you. you know
right.
it probably like, you probably are really really like going through elimination, being around people who are eliminating, man. It's probably a, it's like that, once again, that magnetism, man, that blood coming together, man, creating all that friction, and it's getting some things moving,
Yeah, yeah.
getting some things moving. So
And
so yeah,
that's a piece that, because this is one of these events where, when you looking for information, you looking for that plug-in. The art of the plug-in is something that is a real thing. And I learned just as I was practicing the diet, being able to plug into Brother Air and the other members of the community that was happening. It was like that helps with the inspiration that you need, at the beginning, just to have that plug in. Like, you still have to be very uh self motivated, like, just because to accomplish this, I mean, you gotta be self motivated. You can't rely on, like, anybody in the group and to keep you accountable all the time and that kind of stuff. You got to be really self motivated, but it helps when you even if it's once a year, because that's the power of this event. You can kind of get recharged, like, once a year. Come in, recharge,
yeah,
get that vibe going, get that whole feeling, and then man, you're good. Then you
that'll
can go
last
back
you.
to
That'll last you for that next year. Yeah, just
right.
just that plug in. Just that plug in. So yeah, man, it's a powerful feeling, man, being around practitioners and people that have not been consuming pus and mucus, and it's a whole nother kind of thing, man. You got to experience it. You got to experience it to really understand and to be able to talk about any kind of physiological things without people looking at you like, if you're talking about enemas, or you're talking about mucoid plaque, or you're talking about elimination, or are you talking about, going through some kind of uh, certain type of feelings or emotions, and so this is this is the place to be, man. So try to dig down, man, and send, because to me, like, the money, man, ain't nobody like taking the money and buying, like Cadillacs and things. It's we're putting on the event.
No, yeah, no,
That's
it
what we
goes.
do.
I
Is we
mean,
put
this
on
is,
the event.
yeah, nah. This is like if we break even, we're happy. Yeah, no one's
Yeah,
making money on this event.
yeah.
It's like,
Nobody.
this
Yeah,
is like we just, we do the best we can just to hook it up and make it whatever we can make it, for that year.
right.
And with all the obstacles and challenges and
And we got
everything,
a
but
late start this year because Spira was going through something with his family, so we
yeah.
got a late start. But it couldn't be helped. Uh, so I mean, we just got a late start,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean,
and it was a serious piece. So we had to wait until now to start really putting this thing together. The last month or so, I guess we've been concentrating on putting it together, but we had started in November, really talking about it into December,
mm,
and we had set up some things. You remember, we were going to do a food prep thing. Uh,
mm,
you remember that, around Christmas, and what took place was 2 or 3 days before Christmas, kind of changed your life for this year, and
right, right.
you ended up moving back to Cincinnati for what, 2 months, 2 3 months. So So,
I would, yeah. I don't know if I use the word moving back. I'd
well,
say,
I hate to
uh,
say that, but that's what you did, and
I'd have to find a better.
I know you hate to say that, but you did. You was forced to move back and live amongst us imbeciles for a couple of months. And and I know you hate to think of it like that, but that's what it was. You were back in your own stomping grounds. I know you drove. I know you drove past the chili footlong hot dog stand a few times.
yeah.
I know you did. So it was what it was. So that's why we got such a late start, man, because there was some seriousness going on and had to be taken care of. So here we go. So let's make up. I mean, we're trying to make up for it, and we gotta move fast, and we have to make decisions pretty fast now, and
Yeah.
so we're putting something together. We're putting
Mm,
something together. So we're just coming to you and asking you to help.
yeah.
And come, man, come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and so if people ask the tickets should go on sale once we end the fundraiser, the tickets will go on sale probably if not next week, then the following week. But within the next couple weeks, we'll get those early bird tickets on sale and get things rolling as we're trying to do. But yeah, like you said, we that happens. We got the late start. Definitely. I mean, we had planned like we was on the ball at one
we were
point. It
on
was
the
start
ball.
we
Yeah,
we
we were
started organizing in like September and
yeah,
November. We're looking
yeah.
at we were driving around and checking out potential spots and
Spots, yeah,
having meetings with Pete with at event halls and
yeah.
we checked out a number of things and it was just one of those things where December 2021 kind of changed the whole game for me, and so that was that. But hey, now these are clips that Q Ortiz took a bunch of photos from last year's Ehret Day, third annual Ehret Day celebration, and it was great. Had a great time last year, and so we're gonna keep it going. Gonna keep it going. Babette was just bodying people, just doing like one-handed push-ups and just like what what do y'all what protein like what
70 something years old.
70 she's just like like what are you talking about what's your excuse you can't you can't get out here and run and do these push-ups and
There was a lot of us old folks there. We was all doing great things, I think. She was physically. I did the year fast, so it was like the old folks was showing out. Yeah,
right
old folks was showing out, boy. So to show you, it's like a lot of it's a lot to live up to, man. We got some great practitioners and people who are really, really serious.
mm-hmm.
Really, really serious about it. And so and I just love to be around people who are serious, man. I love it, man. That's my passion, man. This is my
Mm-hmm.
passion. This
Yeah.
is my passion. Yeah, this is my passion. So I love when others are passionate about it. So,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, there's some behind the scenes footage that Q had put together, and I'm still working on a little documentary that eventually I'm gonna try to get it out here really soon. Actually, start working on it, finish it up, but because that was another thing that got put on hold because of the those couple months. And but yeah, it's so anything that you know, if you think this is a worthy project, a worthy cause, you have something that you can throw our way to help it, even if you can't, you know, if you can make it, if you can't make it, you know, whatever it is, but you know, anything will be much appreciated. You can click that link that I shared a little earlier for the GoFundMe, or it's down below in the section, info section description. And you know, we're gonna just continue to do. See, one thing with us is we're very consistent. You know, we've been consistent. You know, you listen to what we were talking about in 2005, 2006. That's what we're still doing. You know,
still doing
we're
the same
just
thing, still
growing.
talking
Yeah,
about the same thing.
talking about the same
It,
thing.
it hasn't changed. It
Right.
hasn't changed. You know.
And so let me go through the perks for those that do donate. Let's see. Here's the okay. So the $10 donation level, you get our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation. $20 donation level, free PDF of download of the annotated, revised, and edited Mucusless Diet Healing System. $50 donation, free PDF download of the ultimate digital mucus-free book bundle, as well as access to the ultimate Ehret Day video library. $75 donation, all of the above. Now, here's the thing for those that are listening and or that, you know, I know some of y'all, you already have all those things that I just mentioned. This is something that you don't have, and you'll be able to be the first to get access to it if you donate at this level, which is all of the above. Plus, you'll be the first to access the new Rational Fasting audiobook voiced by yours truly, Professor Spira, projected release this summer. I'm determined to get it done before Ehret Day. So that's my goal. Like, okay, I'm gonna have this done by Ehret Day, and so folks at Ehret Day, you know, be able to get it. But before they get it, you'll get it. Whoever donates here, you're gonna be the first to get access to that.
Yeah, that's
And
valuable. That's a
yeah,
valuable. That's valuable. That is real valuable. So
yeah,
if you could get it and be a part of that whole legacy and culture of you know, man, it's like, and that's a lot of work, man. It's
yeah.
a lot
It's
of work
you know,
put behind.
yeah. Now, yeah, and I'll do more videos about that because that was something that I wanted to get into more this year. Just open discussions about rational fasting, about Ehret's fasting methods. You know, for years, the past couple years, is, you know, we're always focused on transition and that hand in glove. But I kind of purposely didn't talk a whole lot about fasting. Was really trying to just nail down transition. Now it's time to talk about the fasting component of that and the art of fasting, and
I
really
know a
get
little bit
deep.
about that.
Yeah, brother Air knows a little bit about that, and just really get into those discussions to elevate, because I'm still seeing just seeing just conversations about fasting that are very adolescent. You know, just after
Yeah,
all these
yeah,
years, it's
yeah.
just really not up to par at all. I mean, just it's like sad. There's a lot of sad conversations about fasting, so that's something that I
Oh
hope to
man,
hope to
you
to
say
help through a little education.
just sad, huh? Dang.
Yeah. Just people were.
What's so sad about it? What are you hearing? What you know? What are you what's what's so sad about it? Like Like, you know.
I mean, it's just it's devoid. Is devoid of the rational principles that are put forth in rational fasting and Mucusless Diet Healing
Of the
System. I mean,
transition, right?
of the transition, but then also the principles of Ehret's recommendations for fasting. And
Okay.
so, because you're talking, because it's like people, what gets the fasting that's popular, because I mean, I can go down a list. So, one, we have the misappropriation of the term intermittent fasting, which was coined by Professor Arnold Ehret. He
Oh man,
made
that took off. That took off, didn't it?
that took
Intermittent
off,
fasting.
man. I mean, and it's totally, I mean, they took something intermittent fasting and they're applying that to like to keto diet, to people one-sided meat eating diets. Like, oh yeah, I did my I intermittent fast every day, and then they go and eat eggs and and fish. It's like, so that's one. The just that whole intermittent fasting discussion is just pure garbage. It's out. You
Yeah.
just I just then then you get the extreme fasters, the folks that with no transition, they promote and say that the only fasting, that there is no such thing as juice fasting. The only legitimate form of fasting is water fasting, and if it's done for a long period of time, so 40 days or more, you less than 40 days, you just waste time. If you
So
want to truly
so
fast, you got to it's got to be only water. It's got to be over 40 days. So
okay, so
that there's
so
those
so
folks.
so what I do is just disavowed. Like I'm just not even in the I'm not even in the
Yeah,
picture.
from in their world,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, the juice fasting is the juice fasting, and then some of them and then some of them are against dry fasting. Some of them are for it. That gets divided further down. But for the hardcore water fasting enthusiast, uh, juice is unacceptable. Like that's just
Oh wow.
no, under no circumstances would you even ever drink juice. I mean, there's some of those folks like the anti juicing people, and so there's that, and then you get into what you're more familiar with and seeing is the cleanse people. The 10-day. I'm gonna do my 10-day cleanse, my 10-day master fast, and like that kind of thing, or master cleanse or whatever. They all those different terms, and so it's just so bringing things back to the principles, and really just getting that discussion going again, because it's been a while. I did it some years back, and there's videos with where I'm going through the chapters and the rational fasting and having those discussions, but we need to have them again because there's it was one of the things that we combat in this day and age with the internet and all of these different uh, people with their opinions and all that kind of stuff, with leaders and guru figures and this kind of stuff, is there is a lot of conflicting information and people that are trying to line all those different things up. So they're trying to line up and put like, okay, Mucusless diet and Arnold Ehret, or rational fast, because they can't even do that, because some of folks, what I noticed is there's a number of people in the raw foods community that never read the Mucusless Diet Healing System, but they read rational fasting. So their interpretation of Ehret's work is based on rational fasting, which is coming from a different. The way he writes in rational fasting is coming from a different, almost like a different consciousness. It's coming from like a different place than when he's writing about the transition diet and the mucusless diet.
It is another
It's a different,
consciousness. Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
different
it is
thing.
another consciousness.
And it takes study to understand that, and to get
Yeah.
to get deep into that, the kind that you get when you study some of our stuff and get into that, really get like a deep analysis of this stuff. But so anyway, so that's the $75 donation. will get you the first access to the Rational Fasting audiobook when it drops. $100 donation, all of the above, plus a 15-minute phone call and or video chat with me and Brother Air. So this was a popular one over the past couple years. It's a popular
Yeah,
level where people like to get the
yeah.
get the
Boy,
little chat,
you
little
would
quick
hit me
chat.
with some things, boy, at any time. Boy, you'd be like, okay, we gotta do this in 15 minutes. I'd be like, oh man, I'm not even at home.
Yeah.
So that was real. And then most of the time we go longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we get to talking.
Yeah.
You know,
Still,
people are
then
interesting to us.
yeah. Then at the $250 donation level, all of the above, plus a 45-minute Mucusless Diet consultation coaching session with Professor Spira, Brother Air. So this is for all the people that ask, well, how can I get a consultation and this and that? So for right now, this is, if you want a consultation, this is how you get it. It's coming through the donation for this fundraiser here.
And
And
I've been rare form because I've been fasting for about 5 months now. So I've been rare form. I have some clarity to share.
yeah, Brother Air's he's been fasting for 5 months. Yeah, last year he fasted for a whole year and broke it at Ehret Day on the Sunday. And so this year we've already did that, but his baseline is fasting, and so he's been fasting for 5 months. And so you'll get the and we'll see if you'll probably fast until Ehret Day, but we'll see.
I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
I can report that I did have some seeded watermelon today that
Oh,
wasn't horrible.
oh,
I can't say that it wasn't like toe curling, great, but it was good.
black
I use it.
black seed.
Black seeds, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so they're here.
Yeah. So that one came from Fresh Time, but I know the Kroger's over here also has them. But
Okay,
we took our chance with Fresh Time, so they exist at least up here, and
okay,
so they
that's good to
still
know.
they haven't banned it yet. That sounds like something that they'll try to ban. Like they'll ban all fruits with seeds in it, and like
I haven't been in Kroger's in months, man. I mean, other than
yeah. Well, I
I
don't.
think I'm
Well,
just
yeah. I mean, you would just have to pick where you go because you.
yeah.
I don't know. I've rarely had good uh, luck with seeded watermelon at Whole Foods. Like that wasn't that
Oh
really has not
no.
did well.
Kroger's last year was off the chain when I came off the fast around
Uh-huh.
August. When I got back home, man, I was running into watermelons. Me and my son was running into watermelons, man, like left and right. That was
Mm-hmm.
slapping.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So so that's at 250 donation level. Get the 45-minute Mucusless Diet consultation with me and Brother Air. Then the $350 donation level receive the VIP full access ticket and pass to the 4th annual Ehret Day celebration. That means you get the invitation to the exclusive planners after parties, and you also get a signed copy of the annotated Mucusless Diet by me. And so that's like, we trying to hook you up with that and that VIP full access where you just, you just hanging now. You get to get get
a
those
lot of people
invites.
always ask me for my autograph in that book after they get yours.
Yeah.
And I'll
Right.
be kind of self-conscious about it. I'll be like, man, that's his thing. Well, I just want you. I'd be real hesitant about doing it, because that's it's your thing, So
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, but I mean, it's
I know. I mean, I understand it, but it just
yeah.
I feel kind of self-conscious about about it because it's you know, the only thing I had to do with the annotated version was maybe a little self motivation, or a little motivation spirit wise,
Yeah. I
but
mean, it's, you know, yeah, that's that. Then the $400 donation upon approval will place an ad for your business and the program, or you can opt to take the earlier gifts. And so, yeah, we have printed program that everybody gets, and so if you at this level is like the sponsorship kind of levels, and where you would get recognized as a sponsor, or have your ad put into the program, then $750 to $1,200 donation. That's the sponsorship opportunity. If you have a business that you want to promote it to the community, or you just want to support the program and have some good publicity for your business that people are going to see, because we will announce on our videos and on things after that, your company will be announced, and as being a part of the Ehret Day celebration as one of the sponsors. And we were happy last year to have Steve Prusek, Juice Guru. They sponsored Ehret Day celebration last year, so I'll give a
and we've been
plug
trying
to
to
that.
get him. We've been trying to get him to come, man, and do a presentation, but he just will not come, man. I don't know. Next year, Steve, if you listen, I'm gonna get in my car and I'm gonna drive all the way to California, put you in the car, and drive you all the way back to Columbus, if we have it in Columbus next year. So that's gonna be something we got to do, man. We got to get you here, man, because we've been trying for 2 years, man, to get you
Yeah,
here. And I mean, really, I've been like the main source of. I've been wanting you there, man. And it's a little, it's like the information. It's almost like Jay Cartage, like the second coming of Jay Cartage. The juice man.
that's the
So
tradition.
I'll be
Yeah.
feeling that about that brother. So yeah, man. So I every year I mention your name over and over to Spira, man, and like I've been wanting you to show up, but you kind of explained to me what's happening, but we gotta have to figure it out.
Yeah. So that is the this year's perks. And and I know a lot of you have some of those. We still appreciate, have some of these perks that we got here. We still definitely appreciate anything that you can throw our way, even if it's like a couple bucks. I mean, we take whatever it's all going to the event. And I kind of skipped over we don't necessarily need to go over all the budget. If you're interested in that kind of thing, it's on here just to show you, like, this stuff is expensive. Like these these
Yeah,
events are when you're trying to do it with some quality, and what Brother Air said earlier, what class, with some level of class, and like take care of everybody and do it right. It's it takes a little bit of funds. And we'll and in the future, once we have the resource based economy happening, and we're got things set up, then you're talking, it's a different, that's the reality that we're building, and we're going to be talking about some of that at
yep.
Ehret Day
Yep.
celebration.
Come to
And
Eric
so if
Day, and that's gonna be
you want to
telling
be,
you
because
about
it's really, it's
cortisol.
because I mean, that's where you really you'll get the inside scoop on a lot of the stuff that's happening behind the scenes, and meet
Right.
all the people that are behind the scenes. Like, you actually meet them in person,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we start having them conversations where because you get little glimpses of it here, like on this censored platform where we can barely talk about anything. But we start getting into the how we're going to change the game in terms of economics. Like, we have a plan. Like, there's a plan that's currently happening right now, and so
and you were the first victim of the plan. You know, I mean, you were kind of like the first victim
well,
of,
yeah, yeah,
of the plan. You know, it's
yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah.
okay, so I mean, it's real. Don't get scared if it gets too real.
Yeah,
It's
don't get
real.
scared if it gets too real. Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
real. So you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's laughing right now, but I mean, it
Yeah, I
was
was
serious. It
yeah, I
was a
wasn't
serious
laughing. Yeah.
move, and it was a kind of it was a serious move that was kind of upsetting, but it reinforced our attitude that we were on the right track.
On the right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. And I'll save that. That's something I'll talk about that with folks at Ehret Day,
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's part of, because that's gonna help people in the community that that happened to me. So I'm gonna be able to help other people not have that happen to them.
yeah,
And because this direction that we're talking about, that we're being vague about right now, I mean, it's what we have to do. I mean, I think this is, because you got to make a move, you got to try something,
yeah,
and so
yeah, yeah.
this
This is
this
the
is
new
it's
life
time.
culture. This is a
Yeah,
new life culture. You're building something anew. You're building something anew. So
yeah,
you gotta you know when they say think out of the box. There ain't no box. We don't have no box trapping us. We're thinking about what we need to do to survive for the next 500 years.
yeah,
Yeah,
right,
that's what this kind of thinking is about. We're not thinking about year to year. We're thinking about the long term. You know, like really developing and just creating a culture where people can thrive, man, and develop themselves like humans, like human beings, posed to develop. You don't pose to have collateral damage in your stomach like this that we have to
right.
deal with. So we get a few generations in, some of the practitioners, and you start having children and whatever, and now we move it on to a whole nother kind of reality. It starts making sense. I mean, like I said, my son is 27. He's never been to a restaurant. Now that's unheard of to talk to people. They look at you like that's the strangest thing.
Yeah,
But that's how it starts. That's how it starts. That's how the change and the new culture starts. Is you got to live this. You got to be serious and live it. This ain't no joke, man. We're not just playing. We're not just on here talking for our, the big. Hey, we're on here. Hey, people know who we are. No, we live this. We are very serious. We are very serious, man. And all the condolences goes out to all those folks who were shot and slayed uh, because of mucus and pus.
Because of this,
Yes.
you know,
So
constipation, cellular,
constipation. Yeah.
bowel, and cellular constipation. This is what's influencing the decisions that people are making,
Check
of every decision.
check this out. The one dude shoots his grandmother at home,
Mm-hmm.
travels to the school, passing by a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah,
It didn't touch them.
right.
Now, the thing about the mentality of I shot my grandmother at home. I'm walking or driving to wherever I gotta go to shoot the rest of the people. All the other people that pass by me as I'm going to this spot. I mean, you talk about constipated. Man, constipation to the 10th power. Man, so how can you explain the you talk about gas pressure on the brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is the stuff that if you don't know how to get this stuff out, you haven't been seeing it coming out, then it's time for you to get exposed to this. And I mentioned earlier that on this coming Tuesday, got a free event, create godlike immunity and remove pounds of mucoid plaque, eating mucus-free. Then we're going to get into all of this. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to start eliminating this stuff like a pound at a time. It just starts coming out. And there's a few little secrets and some things that we can share that we're not allowed to talk about here, really. But we're gonna get into it at that event. So click the link. There's the link down below for that, and I shared that in the chat a little while ago. But the mucusfreelife.com/transformation-webinar-1, and that will get you to where you can register. I mean, it's almost sold out. And last time, I'm not just saying that because you're like, everybody says that. No, like there were people that wanted to get in, that signed up, that tried to get in, that because they came late or they didn't like they couldn't get in because there was a cap. You can only so many people can get into the room. And so don't be that person, sign up early and then get there early. And I got a big Q&A at the end of it. You can ask a bunch of whatever your questions are. And I sit there for as long as, we sometimes even gone really long because I just sit there and answer all the questions that are good. And I haven't covered it yet. Then I take the time to go through it. And so, so that's coming up on Tuesday. Sign up for that right now. Click that link, and I hope to see you there because we got to get this out of. We got to get this stuff out of humans. There is no until people start cleaning up this out.
Clean it up and prioritizing
it, understanding where it comes from to avoid eating those things,
right?
And then start cleaning up. And as you start to clean up, at that point is when you start to realize how sick we are as a species.
And I don't have any problem with saying that we are the experts at transitioning.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with saying that. I know we are. I don't think there's nobody around that knows about as much about the correct way of transitioning physiology.
Right.
Different physiologies, and I think we got that. That's what we do. That's what we do well, and that's a big integral part of healing, of how to clean the blood. We were talking about fasting, intermittent fasting. Right now, for me, it's not even fasting anymore. I just don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I just don't. Yeah. So
because transitional kind of if you start, and this is just logic. It's like, man, people don't just. It's like, it's the stuff you can't read about, but you can think to it. Right. If you have some experiences and you think about it, but that's the contemplation, the art of contemplation. But if once you get into this, you start noticing like, okay, you can go days where you eat once a day. So what if you got to the point where you just eat once a day, then you eat once every couple days, then maybe years down the road, you're eating once a week. maybe once a month. Then you get into like Brother Air level where you eat once a year, and then logically, like where does it end? Like that's we don't know. That's what we're exploring. What is the
Yeah.
end? Now again, we're not promoting and encouraging others to do long fasting. We're showing you what, like, testimonial, like what's the result of some people that have taken this path and really practiced it on a very high level, very intensely. What was the result? In Brother Air's case,
Very consistently.
very consistently,
Yeah.
for 40 years. What's the result? Well, in his case, he's he eats a few times a year and that's it. It's like it's that type of thing. And you understand why when you look at the things that Arnold Ehret talks about in the Mucusless Diet Healing System, the vitality equals power minus obstruction. There's that's
And how to maintain your weight.
yeah,
I don't get bone thin,
yeah,
but that's a part of doing the transition correctly. Because I've seen people go a month, 2 months trying to fast, and they look. I always say they look like a Jewish Holocaust victim.
Mm.
How can I go? I'm 5 months. Do I look? Do I look like I'm bone thin? You know. So that's been something that has it's a part of knowing how to do this thing and being patient.
Yeah, being patient and being respectful, because that's the other problem with the fasting culture outside of the Mucusless diet is people are very disrespectful of they it's like they want to conquer. They
Yeah,
think that it's something to conquer. Like
yeah.
it's me versus this fast. I'm gonna conquer this, and
Right,
this
right,
is
right. And they
it's
never do, because they I mean I get all this. I mean the people inbox me with everything from breath area talk to raw, to I want to start fasting. I want to do these long fasts, and then every now and then somebody might pique my interest that I might speak back to, and you talk to somebody who wants to do these long fasts, and they were 2 weeks ago eating grits and eggs. And you be like, wow.
yeah. I mean, that's part of the insanity with that. Just that whole just like people go literally the next week. Folks they went from Wendy's and eating McDonald's and
Yeah,
Wendy's and Burger King, and then next week it's like I'm gonna be a breatharian now.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I'm gonna
And all that comes from pain. There's so much pain there that they think that this will relieve them from their pain. But boy, do they know the pain that they're setting themselves up for
right.
is going to be unbelievable. So yeah, it's about just being patient and pulling the trigger at the right time with transitioning foods, because
Mm,
once again, the mucusless diet is about using food to transition away from mucus and pus. It's
yeah,
not about fasting. Not for, 50 days or 40 days, 2 or 3
right.
days, you good, inside of that. But the mucusless diet healing system is all about using foods to transition away from mucus and pus.
Mm,
Ultimately, you want to, like I want to have the conversation with people who talk to me and say, man, I've been mucusless for 2 years.
Right.
That's the conversation I want to have with
Mm-hmm.
like I've been mucusless for 2 years. I've been mucusless for 6 years.
Right.
That's the, now we talking comfortably. They've transitioned so comfortably, and now they're at that level of being mucusless. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the work, the work that we got to do, and just it is like the challenge of getting people to the middle path, as I talked about, because we get a lot of people that are more extremist in their orientation, just folks that, and if you are, you should, if you're an extremist type of mindset, it's okay. And that's what this can help, is like, okay, all right, you're that person, as a lot of us are, but use the Mucusless Diet Healing System to rein that in. Like, don't you don't do that. Like, whatever you're thinking of doing, don't do that, and then just do what's in the book. And don't think, because the epidemic now is, you have people going from the one extreme to the other. So they, 100% raw and eating nothing but fruit, nothing but mangoes for a long time. And then all of a sudden one day you hit that ceiling, and now you're eating, raw liver and,
Who,
uh, you know,
who's doing the most damage? Now, this is just a hypothetical. Of those who are in the workplace, working jobs that they have no relationship other than finances with, or the homeless guy you see laying on the bench. Who's doing the most damage in their daily life to humanity? I'm just asking. I don't really have I'm just kind of posed that to look at folks who are so-called thriving inside of the workplace, the office building, the factory, and what they're bringing to humanity versus the guy you see on the bench with the cup and the who's who because they have gotten us to believe that those folks who are in the workplace are adding to humanity by being productive. So versus the people who we look at as not being productive, like what what is a homeless person really doing? Like he's not being productive. So to hear people, but is he creating a lot of obstruction?
yeah. I mean, a lot of, you, I don't know, you've been watching some of these videos of these folks that because a lot of time when, a lot of folks are the drug piece, because it's like, instead of trying to be, it's like, instead of being functional, like it's like the functional drunk or the functional whatever, it's like, let's, I would rather just keep this meth thing going and hang and commune, and there's a community that sometimes that put these put together, but I mean, I just saw a video of somebody, had somebody made of, where they go in Philadelphia and all, and some of that, where they drive around, and there's these Kensington or whatever, those communities where it's literally like dozens of, almost hundreds of zombies, like people. Like, it ain't like you just like, because in Cincinnati you'll see one person like that, or Columbus, like you see one person like that. They literally, for blocks, there's dozens of people that are all, just got done with their heroin hit or their meth hit or whatever, and they're sleep, they're just laid out. They look dead. They're all splayed out, and so my thing there is, you're talking about folks that are not going to be in a position to, even if they get this information that we have, they won't, they're not going to be better off than somebody that gets this information and is at least has created, and whatever they're doing, if they've created a where they can at least do this, where they can like and practice this at some level, because you do have to have
some comfortability at pulling it off.
To have some comfort, to have that, to have access to a bathroom that's not public.
But you see the proposition and the dynamics that we're talking about. We're talking about them getting this information would almost kind of make them, are you saying would make them violent? Like would make them?
Well, no, I'm saying, if you're doing this kind of analysis, you have to do it based on the degree to which somebody will get into the Mucusless Diet Healing System. Right. Like I said before about black folks, black folks are only as black as the day that they commit to going down this path, right, and getting into the Mucusless Diet Healing System. And so all of the the wearing the clothes and the symbols don't mean a damn thing until you get all into this. And so that's what I'm saying is, instead of looking at where somebody is and exactly what they're doing, it's like looking at, once they get this information, what potential do they have to practice it and be successful with it? Like, which one of those different scenarios is going to be more likely to be able to do this? Now, I think it gets complicated in some cases, because you have some people.
Well, you did an enema in a Starbucks.
Yeah, but like if there was an epidemic, imagine that, boy, how fast they had shut that down. If there was an epidemic, if there was all these homeless people that were like showing up at and trying to, it's hard enough for them to just get into bathrooms, and I had to use I used resources to get in there. Like I made it look like I was gonna buy something, and they gave me the key to get into the bathroom, And so I had to use a little bit of savvy to do it, because they generally they just don't let people, use those bathrooms. But here's this, this is like, this is something here. These, I mean, it's just like,
that look like some of the musicians I grew up with. Sitting there watching,
just look at these parts,
with their works. And shooting up and stuff.
I mean, it could have been this life, like where, I mean, if we present the Mucusless Diet Healing System to this person, like, they're not going to really be in a position to really be able to do much with it. You know what I mean? Because they're sleeping literally on the curb. Like, they're not. I don't know what this is. Like,
think of the practitioners who were able to do something with it. It was a country of America where we had irrigation. Because it could have been done probably in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Like, irrigation? What are you talking about? Agriculture? Or are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about being able to do the enemas, have a toilet. In parts of Africa,
Yeah.
you don't have that access.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it takes this.
That's why you always hear me talk about how we ate ourselves to America.
Yeah. Right.
Because America, and you see that the Midwest, Cincinnati is like the spot where the mucusless diet really got its legs and kind of,
Yeah.
it had to be in a place where we had at least that much kind of comfort to a lower middle class type of livelihood, that we could at least do our enemas and have a level of access to rest.
Yeah.
Could have done that in Africa.
Yeah. I mean, it's. Yeah. I mean, that's what we.
Only in America. Only in America. Only in
Yeah.
America, man.
Because you have that dynamic where because you have it see and have a choice because you can choose to go over in this direction of what we're looking at here of these fine folks, or you can choose to pick up the enema bag and do whatever you need to do. I'm not as hard on people with jobs as you are, I think, because
No,
I look at it as a transition.
What my thing is that if you don't have an attitude about infiltrate and double cross while you're doing these jobs, or it's like it's no means to an end. Like, this is what you're gonna be doing for the next 30 years. Like, no, like you sow your passion out for a weekly check, and you're miserable.
Yeah.
You're miserable emotionally. So what I'm saying is those, and I know those, and because those folks are within the practice of the Mucusless Diet. They are practitioners. They have this attitude of infiltrate and double cross. They're the ones who, okay, I'll take one for the team, but the resources that I get out of this, I shoot to the team.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but that's it's a high level of thought that comes
Very
from
high.
practicing the Mucusless Diet Healing System.
Yeah, I know,
Once
but
you,
that's the. I mean, I just don't like to see people's lives being just, especially when you have people who are really trying to be conscious and think that they're participating, but really they fear has really got them, has really obstructed them from doing good work. That's my beef, man. It's like
yeah. Well, I
fear,
mean, yeah,
like, like you never can. You
well,
never
but yeah, fear, fear of ending up being a grown woman high out of your mind, sucking on your thumb.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all you need to know about America right here. Like just in this little 10 seconds clip, like this represents America right here.
Yep.
This is what it's all about. It's what it's all about. I mean,
yeah. This is
this is
what,
the result.
and they check this out. They won't. These people are down there not being hassled. Let me or you come and set up an instrument and start playing and see how much hassling they give us for doing art.
Yeah, well, yeah.
These folks don't get hassled at all. That's the sickness
Well,
that we live in. That's the sick.
I mean, it has a
Well,
little bit. I mean, it depends on
I'm
where
talking
they,
about.
you
I'm
know,
talking about people know where they live, and those places stay there for a long period of time. I'm talking about. I done been places, man, where the homeless can sit there all day with a sign and ask for a drink or whatever and never be housed. But let me come and set up and play some music. I'm telling you, man, it's so backwards. People are too backwards here, man. They're too backwards in this country. They're too backwards. And that's why I'm saying, I have something about, because I've taken it upon myself to negate the same things that a lot of people are thinking and keeping their things thriving. So I'm saying that if you want some change, you got to be willing to change. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you talk about people with jobs. And jobs are what? What is your job? You can't be helping somebody and killing them at the same time. Working for these little corporations that don't do nothing but kill people all over the world. Well, I don't have nothing. I do the administration. Yeah, you keep the numbers. Yeah, you do the administrating for it. So I mean, no, I don't have nothing good to say about folks who don't take an understanding in what they're really doing.
I mean, my point is I don't
Gamble,
have.
Procter and Gamble is dirt. Procter and Gamble is mucus and pus. Procter and Gamble has nothing good to do with this world. Period. And there are plenty of people who work there.
But the streets are also. My
I'm
point
not,
is both.
what I'm
Both.
saying is who's creating the
Both.
most obstruction?
I'm saying both. That you can't even have that you can't. It's both. Not one isn't it worse or better than the other. Because
I don't think the homeless person is affecting more people than the Procter and Gamble workers who are affecting people all over the world with whatever they do. The homeless folk is just homeless and down and out for himself, and he's affected himself. He's not influencing anybody. I'm saying that Procter and Gamble and these.
Well, what I'm saying I would take my chance. Put me in a room full of corporate people that work these jobs. Give me 20 minutes and a PowerPoint projector, and give me a chance.
I
Give
would
me a
do that
chance
too.
to talk to them because
give me well, give me Ehret Village and give me some of these junkies and let me have a facility where I can keep them in place. And I guarantee you will see.
Yeah, but we don't have I have a projector. We don't have Ehret Village yet.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that's not happening. And the folks, as soon as you start talking about getting rid of Pringles, you dig, Procter and Gamble product, they ain't gonna be listening to you. Because now you talking about commerce, affecting their commerce. So their bottom line is cash. So here you are talking about mucus and pus. Let's get rid of it. First thing, we gotta get rid of Pringles. They'll look at you like security. And you're out of there, buddy.
But yeah, well, like I said, just give it.
Their,
I'll
their,
take
their,
my chances there.
their limbs and their arms are far reaching, where this junkie
Because
is not. His arms are not that far reaching. He's not influencing that many people.
but my point is that, like I said, it's at the point with which they're present who's more likely to be persuaded and have the means to practice the Mucusless Diet Healing System.
Well, I'm saying,
And I'm saying there's going to be
that
some from
correct. You're correct at that analogy. But what I'm saying is that those Procter and Gamble companies, when you ride through the city and you see the whole landscape, that's what those big companies and big those big Fortune 500 companies, they build those kind of cities where it's just mucus and pus and demonstrative type of behavior. That's who fuels it. They pay the taxes. All these clubs up, all you see up and down Main Street, nothing but bars, nothing but places people just eat mucus and pus and acting demonstrative. That's all fueled by the kind of taxes and the kind of tax base that places like Procter and Gamble can change a city just by being there. I'm saying you can't be helping people and killing them at the same time.
So does that go for every factory worker across the world, or that's just a special American?
It goes for everybody that they've stolen and psyched. I'll use that word, and psyched out of following their passion. That's what it goes for. I hate people. I hate people to be belittled, to belittled like that in terms of killing the fire inside of them. It kills the fire inside of them, and then they become look at the fiery people that we knew and we were talking about early in the '60s, and look how they end up. Some of them folks are still living. And they just as provincial.
Because if you want to, because what I would be what I'm would have more of an issue with, you got people and like the point that they're making. You got this scene. The people that we're Merry Christmas, and let me get to this, and all of this cheap stuff that they bought is being produced by slave labor of people that you'll never meet, that's over in another place working in a factory.
It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just the mentality, the consciousness, and the atmosphere and environment that those big major companies create in those other smaller companies. They come and take over, man. They start building. And they create policy. These are sick.
Yeah, I mean we agree.
These are sick individuals, constipated individuals, and
we agree on that. I think our thing is my thing is I maybe it's a difference in terms of approach and dealing with people. So you're the tough love, your brother Air. So you're like that tough. I'm more let's persuade and get you to see something.
And I'm with you
because instead of because I'm empathetic to the fact that some people, like, we're in a slavery piece. Like this
I
slave. So
understand
call
that.
it what it is. How do
I
you get out of
understand
that?
that. But there's nothing like a happy slave. That's what I hate.
Well,
And
then,
that's what I see.
we
And
got
that's
then
what
we
I
gotta
see. And
we
that's what
gotta
I see.
identify them specifically. Yes,
Oh
I
well,
agree.
they are
Because it's
identified
not
by 95% of the workforce.
because these folks don't look happy to me here.
Oh, they happy.
Maybe
They
okay.
happy because I
I don't
mean,
know about all that.
well, you don't know if they're unhappy. They just got
because
that look. They at work. They at work. They serious. They doing whatever they doing.
because I think what some people say that at least is pus and mucus and backwards is this place is there's a choice there's choice here. I guess. I mean,
I don't think
what
I don't
choice you
think,
got? I mean, you
yeah,
what choice?
but
Well, I mean, what
they don't
choice you got in communist China?
they
What's your choice? I mean, maybe there is. I don't know. I'm not over there. I
well,
don't
what
know.
I'm
I just
saying,
have to go with what I've read. And
that's exactly what I was getting ready to say, man. There ain't no choices. What kind of choices you got? There ain't no choices, man. When you create an environment around where you are living, you have to go along with the flow. It's like, unless you this serious practitioner who said, I'm gonna do this, and
and that's what that's what I'm saying. It has to come to that. It has to
yeah, but it's not gonna
like
come to that unless there are number of people that can forge that kind of like inside of their community. They have to, like I always say, I used to tell my son, and tell people to become a man, you gotta see a man,
Mhm.
so um I'm just saying that there's not a lot of, I mean, look what we got. We've got all these major corporations, we got all these major businesses. We have just this thriving mucus and pus culture. That's what we got. So
Yeah.
how do you slow that down? How do you impede it? Like how do you, what I'm saying is that, I mean, we're doing what we can do. I mean, we talking about it, but I'm just saying that there are a lot of enablers who try to talk that conscious bull crap, but give them half the chance, and they'll be the ones doing endorsements for mucus and pus behavior.
Yeah.
Nobody's serious, man. I mean, these brothers and sisters, man, they're not serious. They'll look in your face and talk all day. And you get to talking to all these gurus and raw people and veganness and man, bunch of old phony asses. They don't stand for the damn thing. They don't stand for a damn thing. So, like I say, my faith in humanity, especially going through this this last 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
boy, it's almost, I mean, it's real low as far as me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I asked you earlier about when was the last time you ran into an intellectual?
Mm-hmm.
Because they definitely wasn't produced inside this sickness that we just went through. I mean, it was sad. It was just sad to see people who look like me just that docile and stupid. Just sad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was, stupidity, zombies. Just been turned into zombies.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my thing is just with them think like this is the only way, because what you're talking about would take radical, it assumes that type of radical change, that there's so much conditioning, so much brainwashing, as well as the pressures and the economic stress and all that stuff has been put in place to keep people in line. And so that's and we're better. I mean, we basically we have to wait until people have their heart. I mean, that's literally ends up being the way it happens in real life. Is people, Mother Nature forces some people, a small percentage of people, to wake up, because some people get a stroke and they cry about it. They take some medicine, they go to their doctor, they take some medicine, and they go back to the factory. Some people get a stroke, they turn on Mucus-free Life YouTube channel, and they never go back to that factory.
Yeah, yeah.
But it took
Some
that
do.
stroke.
Some do, but
Yeah.
the majority of the folks who have that stroke go right back to eating the same thing that created that stroke. But the one, like you say, the real practitioner only comes around every 10 years. That's what we've seen.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the one who really is interested in cleaning their blood and by any means necessary, changing their culture, you don't run into them every day. A lot of people have the book. A lot of people read the book, and I'm grateful for that, But somebody who's really trying to clean their blood and change their physiology, I don't feel that. I don't feel like I'm getting exposed to those folks. Like, but I'm trying to do my part. You're trying to do your part. We're trying to motivate and assist and cheerlead and do whatever we can do to get people to control what they're putting in their mouths. That's where it starts at. That's how your culture changes overnight. If you can control what you put in your mouth, your culture changes.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Like I say, that's why I just want folks to dig, like deep in their, I'm saying some things that I know a lot of folks who are working, in those, and I'm not like throwing stones. I'm what I'm trying to do is you have to decide, like, that you are gonna free yourself. When you say one day, one day I'm gonna free myself, man. I'm just gonna, and get rid of all this fear of not having this and not being able to do this and not being able to take care of, just, be you. Because you are the most powerful thing, you are the most powerful element out here, your spirit. If you can get that working to the 10th power, if you can get your spirit working, man, you got what creates tornadoes and hurricanes. You know what I mean? You got that kind of, the cleansing of your blood creates that kind of power, that kind of vitality. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that damn check not being there. That's what they got us. They got us on that. I can get my check. Yeah, okay. So, it's a lot of folks, man, they do that 30 or 40 years and they look around and they be like, they have lost all their vitality now.
Yeah, and that's the lesson. That's the lesson. What you just said there, kind of the motivational speech of, if you find yourself in that position, then there's a way out.
They got a
And
little
but
health care. They got a little health care saved up, so they could get the health care, and then about that. What they think they put in. What they think they put in. They
yeah,
really
what
get
yeah,
it back.
yeah, what they right. Yeah, what they think they you think you got some great health care. Like, oh, I got great health care. Okay, we'll see.
Right.
Because when it gets real, it's all of a sudden you can't get a hold of them. You be calling like, hey, what's
Yeah, don't get scared if it get too real.
yeah,
So
So
all
I
the
mean,
folks who want something, go get it. If you want something, go get it. Don't be sitting around thinking, "Well, I wish I could do." I would just go for it, man. Go get it. Go get
yeah,
it, man. Just go get it. Like, I want it, I'm going to get it. You know.
yeah,
So yeah, man.
yeah. I mean, we got work to do. I mean, that's
A lot of work.
always
A lot of work. It's
that's
always work.
always a
It's
message.
always work, but it's good work. And the work I'm talking about is the work we want to do, not the work that you got to come push your time clock. And like, I don't have no problem in saying men, real men, don't have bosses.
Hmm.
That's real men.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have bosses. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's just how I feel about it. Nobody telling you what to do and where to go and what to do. You don't want that, man. So, just saying, man, we gotta understand this life that passes through us, this great spirit that passes through us is worth more than what those damn workplaces value with you. Your value got to be so far. Procter & Gamble can't even afford it. Can't even afford what I'm worth.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even afford it. That's where we don't have that worth. You can be bought.
Yeah, yeah.
You can be bought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's yeah, it's like self-esteem. Love yourself. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and
Yeah,
doggone it, people like me.
people like me. Yeah, it's the same old. That
you
corporate
know,
smile, that little
can
fake ass smile that you give to people you can't stand. You know
right.
that'll make you sick. You end up having heart attacks and strokes just because of that kind of behavior, emotional. Be like, dang, just smiling and laughing, trying to have conversation about things that you could give a rat's ass about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's plenty of people. I mean, to your point, a huge amount of the people that commit suicide on the planet had all the money in the world and all the
Yep.
resources and all access to everything, but in so much pain and so
Miserable.
little consciousness that
Yeah,
they had
miserable.
to
Miserable.
roll
Constipated.
on out. Yeah.
Miserable. Constipated. Um, Probably, people picking on them and dogging them, and I mean, just being around that whole environment where folks aren't trying to pull you up. They try, it's like the crab in the barrel,
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, man, come on, give it up, man. Give it up. Go after what you want. Go after what you are, and you're greater than them. You're greater than them. You're greater than Procter and Gamble. You're greater than these corporate places. You're greater than that. You shouldn't even want to have that on your resume, that you even had any kind of association with those slime balls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they're slime balls. So I know, some people are upset. Oh, Brother Ariel, yeah, well, look, man. I've done things that what did the guy in Rambo say? He said, man, that guy eats things that make a sheep puke. He said, make a goat puke. It's like, that's what I'm talking about, man. I done went after this thing. I done done some things, man. That folks they would be so embarrassed to do the things that we do, Spira.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna go, man, and do the things that we do in front of
Right.
who we do it in front of. It's that fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
We too stupid to be afraid. We only be afraid, huh? Be like
Yeah.
afraid. Like, nah. But at the same time, we've done what we've done, but we've never been arrested
Right.
because we've been smart about it.
Yeah. Yep.
So, that's what I'm saying, man, is we gotta, if we want some change, we gotta do things that's gonna create change.
Yep.
I'm gonna create change and just thinking about it. Man, this would be beautiful. Wow, this would be great. Ehret Village would be great. Oh, wow. Oh, you got to do the work, man. It's going to take somebody to dig into the earth and put the bricks
Mm-hmm.
down and irrigate it and get the irrigation going and get the grid, get off the grid. That's going to take work.
Yep. Yep.
Shoot, let's go to work, man. Let's work for us.
Mm-hmm.
Let's work for us, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the paradigm shift or the change or whatever you call, because it's easy for once things are already built, because like we're still at that stage, that building stage. So this is that opportunity for people and leaders and those are the kind of people that jump on board now, in 5 years and 10 years or whenever it is. Once the foundation is already built and the structure is already there, at that point, all of a sudden people start pouring in, because it's
Yeah.
like it's already, the hard work has been done, the building part. It's just people are taking that for granted. They take the building for granted, traditionally.
Right. I mean, it has to be done. It has to
Yeah.
be done. You have to know people who do it. And there's got to be people who can follow instructions, that can help and take orders. You dig? To get things done.
Right.
You know, I was thinking.
Well, and that.
Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking probably one of the reasons that I'm because I'm with you, of course, on doing what you're passionate about and having the courage to do that. I'm not as hardcore on like the anti certain types of work, because we're gonna need that type of worker. Like we're gonna need, like we're all, because everybody's gonna have to play. People.
So quit working and come work for us.
There you go. It's like that.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You get the skills, now do it for yourself.
Yeah, right.
I'm not against that. That's infiltrating double cross.
Right. You get the knowledge and the know-how and that kind of stuff, and then build for yourself. Well, it's like, it's like an architect not building their own house.
Right.
You know, it's like you know how to build a house, but you don't build your own house.
But you don't build your own house. You know. And another thing too is, I'm gonna say this, but I don't want it to sound cold. Like I don't have no feelings for parents losing their children, but that would have never, you know, all these school shootings like that would have never happened to me, because I would have never had my child in the school.
Yeah.
So with how many of these school shootings do you have to get it in your brain that these places are dangerous?
Mm-hmm.
Right. To send your child while you're not there supervising them. Mm-hmm. You just let them get on the school bus and they're off for the next 8 hours. So, you know, all the sympathy that, you know, and believe me, I have my heart is heavy, man. You talk about young children, man, dying, like, oh man, it's just, oh. But how many of these shootings do y'all get it in y'all heads to stop sending your children to these devil schools?
Yep.
That doesn't once come up in the conversation.
Yeah, right. That's not. Yeah, you don't see that. That's not even
a consideration.
Right.
When that is the way you solve it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only reason that didn't happen to my son was because he wasn't there. That's the only reason.
Right. Yeah. And it's, you know, day after day after day after day, incident after incident. And yeah, like you said, there's still, it's not like there's this mass exodus. I mean, there's been times in history where something happens and there's a massive exodus. People relocate and migrate to other countries, to other states, to other, you know, there's like, it's a big deal. Here, it's just like another day in the United States.
Believe me, if this was happening in Jewish synagogues, mass shootings, believe me, it would be nobody in a Jewish synagogue. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, it's just another.
That'll be
another day out here.
That'll be a spot. The Jewish synagogue will be another spot that me and you could go up and be like, "Hey, since y'all ain't using the building, can we rehearse?" You know,
right?
Since y'all ain't using it, can we rehearse there? You know. So yeah, man, it's like, I mean, like I say, that's not even in the conversation. This is how sick. This is how sick mucus and pus is. This is what we dealing with. This is who we trying to socialize with. We try to be friendly.
Yeah, because you can't have you can't have any kind of rational conversation with anybody involved in all this. I mean, even try. Just leave it, just because that's their world. We're creating our world. We've created it, and and we do our best to, we got we got our borders. People talk about borders, and they had them conversations. This border is like, yeah, we got borders, and people don't cross our borders. We haven't had that problem, because
we've had meltdowns though. We kind of
well,
went through a little meltdown this year, and people got, I guess folks are still kind of upset with some of the things we had to do. But, I mean, that's just part of discipline. It's got to be some discipline. It's got to be elders who know the difference,
mm-hmm.
who still teach.
Right.
See, because the discipline was not to so much like get people to not do things, to not participate, but to understand that they have work to still do. So
right.
I mean that's all this whole thing was. We watched a few brothers and sisters kind of melt down, and they wasn't nothing personal. It was just like it's just certain characteristics of just not accepted, and that's just the way it is. You can get upset, I mean Ehret Village is gonna be that where everybody's not gonna be on the one or agree with everybody all the time, but I can guarantee you ain't gonna be no mass shootings.
Right.
I guarantee you that.
Right.
We have to watch Vadim though. I hear Vadim kind of talking like, man, I'm ready.
Well, that's for, if the outsiders,
Yeah, the
don't
outsiders.
you dare come in unauthorized. That's
I hope he makes that
It's out of our
distinction.
hands. It's,
Yeah, yeah.
we've been warned. Don't come in
I'm clear.
unauthorized without
I'm
permission.
clear. Like if I'm outside one day and trying to get into the D, please do not feel a stay. It's me. It's like, all right. Oh yeah, man. So yeah,
Yeah.
things are a couple of those. So yeah, that's all. It's just get it together. That's all. That's all that's about. When you get disciplined, it's all about just getting it together.
Yeah.
Cause we done been down the road, man. We done been down that road. We know it's not going nowhere.
Right.
You might think it's trendy and it's cool and it's hip, and all you gotta do is go back to the '60s and look at the folks now.
Mm-hmm.
If they're still here, you'd be like, wow, what happened? Be like, see, So it's always like you have, and that's something that we've been real big proponents of, not having to do what has failed as examples, because we studied others who've done it,
Right.
and we kind of looked at, okay, we don't have to do that. We know which direction that heads in.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, other people or younger people seem that they have a new, they think they have a new slant on it.
Mm-hmm.
You dig?
Mm.
Like they got a new slant on it. Like yeah, we're doing it here, we're doing it like this, and we're doing, and then 30 years later,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, they're Procter & Gamble.
Oh man. Yeah,
It's
yeah. So yeah. We like I say, we had a little practitioner's meltdown, but it's kind of amended itself, and it's coming. It's coming back. Ehret Day will be the
yeah. I mean, it's
the
they
healing
say
the
grow.
healing force of that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, growing
Yeah,
pains.
yeah.
Yeah,
It will be. I think it'll be
and
the healing force of those who had problems, or who come on, and and this is what transition is about.
yeah, yeah.
Get it together. Got another chance to get it together.
Right. Yep.
Spira will give you a big hug. He's accepting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only 2 days you can get
I was
Spira.
gonna say just on
Give you a big hug.
everything.
Better take advantage of that. You wanna get a big hug from Spira. Yeah, he's another kind of cat those 2 days. After that, boy, where's Spira at? You're like, don't know where that cat's at. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we will start wrapping up. Yeah, one last time. We truly appreciate anybody that donates to this year's Ehret Day celebration webathon or our fundraiser. I want to thank Robert Cox, who donated $50. Truly appreciate the donation.
Thank you, Robert.
Most
Appreciate you,
definitely.
bro.
And again, I'll read the perks one last time if I can get this thing open. So at the $10 donation, our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation. $20 donation, free PDF download of the annotated, revised, and edited Mucusless Diet Healing System. $50 donation, free PDF download of the Ultimate Digital Mucus-free book bundle, as well as access to the Ultimate Ehret Day video library, which includes an annotated Mucusless diet, Spira Speaks, rational fasting, definite cure of chronic constipation, physical fitness, thus speak the stomach, and Spira's notes. Total value of $197. Then $75 donation. All of the above, plus you will be the first to access the new rational fasting audiobook that has not yet been released, which hopefully will be released. My plan is to release it before Ehret Day celebration this year. And you will get the first access to that at the $70 donation level, $100 donation level, all of the above, plus 15-minute phone call with me and Brother Air to just chat. You got some questions, we'll deal with your questions, all that good stuff.
We'll go deep.
$200.
We'll go deep. We'll go deep.
As deep as we can go in that period of time. And $250 donation, all of the above, plus a 45-minute Mucusless Diet consultation and coaching session with Professor Spira and Brother Air. And with that, we will go very deep in that
Spirit
period.
will even administer the enema if he has to.
Yeah, no.
We have to bring
I'll show you how to do it, though.
We have to bring Takora along with that.
Yeah, Takora, yeah, she'll do that.
We'll add Takora if you want that service.
Yeah. If you service, yeah. Service with a smile. And let's see, the $350 donation level, the VIP full access ticket to the 4th annual Ehret Day celebration. invitation to the exclusive planners after parties, and a signed copy of the annotated Mucusless Diet Healing System. And at the $400 donation level, upon approval, we'll place an ad for your business in our program, or you can opt to take all of the aforesaid gift packages, and then $750 to $1,200 donation sponsorship opportunity if you want to sponsor the event and have your your logo featured. Well, if you send, you could send. We'll put the logo up in the venue if you send us something, and also in the programs, and just really show your support. If you have a company or something like that, or you maybe have something that you want to get out to our audience, then that is that level. And so anything that you can do, we truly appreciate all of that. And then the final announcement today is that on Tuesday, I have a free webinar, Create Godlike Immunity and Remove Pounds of Mucoid Plaque, Eating Mucus-free. If you want to know how to remove this slime that is creating the foundation of your illnesses, or you're blowing your nose, coughing up this phlegm, your allergies, all of this stuff. First and foremost, you got to clean that colon. You got to clean this mucoid plaque out. We're going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to do that effectively, permanently. It's not just a 14-day quick fix cleanse like a lot of people try to show you. This is a way to transform your physiology, clean your bloodstream, transform it
14 days
for good.
14 days and I'm clean.
That's what they say. That's what they're, the 14-day cleanse. There's the 10-day, the 14-day, the 21-day, all the different day cleanses.
If life was so easy, boy.
Yeah,
boy,
yeah.
that would be so beautiful. 14 days. I'm all right. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good. 14 days.
Right. Yeah. That's
perfect again.
Right. And so that is that's the show. And again, I thank everybody for tuning in. I thank everybody who donated. I thank everybody who signed up. That I'll see Tuesday. And remember, bring your questions at the end of the event. We have a Q&A, and I'll sit there as long as it takes and go over everybody's questions. So
I just want to say, man, we appreciate anything that you could do financially to make this event happen. It's real important to us. And it's real important to those who have been coming and been supporting every year. So we hope if it's your first time, come check it out, and just, like I say, come with some ideas of planning this and putting together this new culture. Mm-hmm. And like I say, we really appreciate it, man, because we live this thing, man, 365 days out of the year. This is what we do. This is what we live. We're very serious about helping people to transition to cleanliness, clean their own blood. And so, like we say, whatever you can afford, man, we really appreciate it, because we're not like these rich cats running around and,
right.
just not that. That's not how we flow. And
right.
What do you say? Bring a pack of paper plates with you.
Right. Yeah. Bring some paper plates. Bring some cups. Whatever you.
Paper towels, whatever.
Yeah.
That's how we flow, man. It's like,
right,
man. That's what the money's for, man. Just those things, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, come on there every day, man. Hang out with us, man. I love to meet you for the first time.
Yeah. It's Yeah, it's gonna be fun. You know, it's a lot of work getting it together, hooking in. We're gonna have some great volunteers this year, and you know, it's gonna come together. We're gonna have some great music, some kind of great music. We don't
Oh,
know what yet,
yeah.
but we're gonna have it. It's gonna be there.
Baby Babaji, he said he might come through again.
Mm,
He was really taken with last year. He was like, "Oh man,
okay.
I didn't know." He didn't know. He just didn't know that we do it like that. You know.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
thought it was like, you know, it like came to life in front of his
yeah.
eyes. It's
Yeah, 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 yeah.
all that stuff for years he'd been hearing about. Then he
Right, right.
actually seen it. He was just like, wow, like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. So he might show up again. You never know. So
Yep, yep.
try to get some people that you've seen on video. We might try to get those people to come. You see them on some videos. You
Right.
might try to get those faces, and then you can come and be like, "Oh, I know you from a video," you know. So we'll try to get some of those people to show up this year. So that would be great.
Yeah,
So I'm good, man.
yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for hosting this thing, man. And I hope we can you know I don't know. Are we gonna do any more of these before Ehret Day
Yeah.
or
Yeah, and I'm gonna be doing more stuff in general, so people will see me more coming out here. I actually might thinking of doing something tomorrow even. Because we gonna
okay?
get this little vibe going. Um,
Right.
but yeah, we'll definitely do another one of these. Maybe maybe not another webathon, but once we're selling the tickets, we'll have another one and
Yeah, yeah,
promote
yeah.
the ticket sales and kind of
So the
keep
tickets
it moving.
will go on sale when?
In the next couple weeks, sometime in the next couple weeks. Yeah, I don't
Oh,
have like a date yet. It's kind of based on the fundraiser and how things go here, but yeah, just stay tuned. And in the next couple weeks, we'll come out with the early bird price. Definitely get it at that price because you don't want to get it when it goes up. And so yeah, that was yeah. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's been another good one here.
yeah,
Enjoyed broadcasting out, and I'm happy. I'm on a different platform. This one seemed a little bit more stable at the quality. Hopefully, is a little better than a couple of the times we were in the past where it kept. That's always a challenge getting the technology to do what you paid for, and and so hopefully that meets everybody's approval today, and yeah, and whatever you can do, just plugging in, and if anything, if anything, get into the Mucusless Diet Healing System, get as deep into the practice as you can, go down that's a rabbit hole that you want to go down, like go down
yeah.
that one, because that's the one that actually leads somewhere
This is how
that's
you save your life.
useful.
This is how
Yeah.
you save your life. This is the only. It's the only way to save your life is getting some understanding about cleaning your blood. This is how it's done. It's the only
Yep.
way it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's it. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you all so much. And until next time, peace, love, and breath.
We are mucus free. 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 We are mucus free.